Hi friends, today I'm going to teach you how to brew the gongfu way, the gongfucha. Gongfu has been my favorite method, the most closest to my heart, I would say, since the last few years. Mainly because gongfu allows you to slow down the tea enjoyment session and look into the tiny details of the tea, how the tea leaves open up as you infuse more, as you make more steepings, and the tiny details of the tea is enjoyed more. And also, you can extract more flavor out of the tea leaves using this method. Without talking much further, I'll show you how it is done. So, let's get it started. I'm now warming up some water at the moment. In the meanwhile, let me show you the tea that I'm using today. It is a black tea. It's called Doke Black Fusion. It comes from Bihar, the Kishanganj district of Bihar. You can also see the packaging over here. This is how the packaging looks. And also, in the meanwhile, let me show you the setup. It's a very basic setup. It's just a plate and a jute coaster. Above that, a teapot. This is a 100 to 110 ml teapot, a ceramic one. And this I would consider a fair cup. It's actually a Hariocha teapot, which I have turned into a fair cup, or rather using it as a fair cup at the moment. You can skip this as well, but if you have multiple cups, I think this does justice. This is a cup, a Tenmugu cup, which came as a gift all the way from China. It was gifted to me, a beautiful cup. Now, some of you might notice that the cup is a bit thick. Well, thick cup is good if it's big. Again, there are pros and cons of both. There's no right or wrong answer in tea. That is one of the beauty about tea. There's no right or wrong answer. You're warming up the cup. This is just hot water going in. You're warming the tea well at the moment. Now we are going to pour the dry leaves into the teapot. Okay, this is like a vacuum that has been created, hence I was unable to open it with just one hand. Now you can see I'm not using a bamboo scoop. I'm using a paper, just a paper folded as a scoop. Now I'll be warming up some water again. I'll just remove this. Now friends, in between the session you might see me warming the water multiple times because I like to do that. I like to use fresh warm water or fresh boiled water for my tea, mainly because with the steam build up once you warm the water and again you reheat it, you reboil it, what it does, it destroys a lot of minerals from the water, and the water tastes. You can try drinking that, and you can see the difference. That it tastes a bit dull as you reboil it again and again. Now I'm going to throw this water in the basin. So there's a basin like thing that I'm using. You can see. Okay, the water is warm. We'll open the lid. Let's first smell this thing. Wow, very toasty, very grapefruity, I would say chocolatey, woody smell to it. Very nice tea. Comes from Assamica plants, the large leaf variety, not the sinensis Darjeeling variety. And also the color is darker. It's a true black tea. By that I mean it's completely oxidized, unlike some of the Darjeelings and some of the Nilgiris, which are treated more like oolong. They're not oxidized completely. So let's warm this thing up. Now you can see bubbles on the top. That's fine. Okay, a very tight fit. This water goes in, water goes out. We're not brewing the thing. We'll be discarding this brew. It's just to wash the tea leaves, so that all the dirt and everything goes away. If you have impurities in your tea and all, that would help. Now, this is an extra step that I like to do. I also like to smell liquor. Okay, a very toasty barley like smell. Now let's smell the wet leaves too. You can see the leaves have opened up a bit as soon as I warmed the teapot and washed or rinsed those tea leaves. Let's smell this thing. Wow. Somehow that grapefruit, that sweetness has increased, I would say. Not increased, rather highlighted more as I filled the warm water and rinsed the tea. Beautiful earthiness. Beautiful. Now we'll be throwing this liquor. Hey guys, I might be a bit clumsy as this is my first video that I am doing. I've never done any videos before, so please pardon me. Yeah, of course you might be thinking that I'm nervous. Of course I am. now let's get ready for the first infusion. I'll keep this teapot lid here rather than let it sit on my lap. The water is warm. I'm killing these bubbles before putting on the lid. Now you might be thinking, how am I keeping track of the time? I'm actually using my palm the way we count using fingers. So the first session that I'll be doing, or the first infusion, is for of around 30 to 32 seconds. It's almost time. It is time actually. Apologies for all the clumsiness. Please bear with me. I'm sure I'll be better or I'll be refined in the later videos. Let's hope for that. The more support I get from you guys, the more videos are going to come. And I'm going to keep showing you the brilliant teas that we have all around India. Yeah, there you go. Let's take a look at the liquor color. You can see it's dark brown liquor, or rather towards the red side, I would say. Apologies, I'm colorblind, so please bear with me if I'm unable to identify the colors. But I'm not flavor blind. Hey, I can tell you how the flavors are. From here, I can smell the sweetness of the tea. Brilliant tea, brilliant tea. Rajiv Lochan is doing a brilliant work, I would say. Excellent work. Let's have the first sip. Cheers. Very sweet, very sweet. And by sweetness, I mean not the sugary sweetness that we know. It's naturally sweet. The tea tastes naturally sweet. A very fruity, raisin like sweetness. Of course, it's tea, so you can't expect or rather compare it directly to raisin. It has the hints of raisin, I would say. Every flavor of tea is rather like a hint. In the end of the day, it's tea, friends. It's not a raisin powder or something as such, or a raisin decoction. It's tea, but again, the complexity is what matters. So I can taste raisin, I can taste chocolate. Yeah, a bit bitterness, not that much because the leaves are yet to open. As you can see, this is the condition of the leaves. I've put it somewhere around, I would say 3 to 4 grams for 110 ml. Base is very woody, very earthy. Grapefruit again coming. Chocolate. There's a minty kind of coolness to the tea as well, which is very surprising. It's a warm tea, no doubt. The effect is very warm on your palate. Um, but there's a minty coolness to it as well. Some people describe it as a rosy kind of a taste, very floral. But I would say it's more towards the spicy floral, like mint. It has that kind of a cooling effect too, along with the warmth base of the tea or the Asamica Leka. Beautiful tea, beautiful tea. This much is left. Yes, guys, I'm not on the camera because I'm camera shy. I can't speak that well or rather speak much when I'm in front of camera. I'm sure with time this fear would go away. Not exactly fear, rather a hesitance. So I'm warming some water again for the second infusion. Now another thing, you can keep the lid here or you can keep it like this as well, whatever is your choice. I like to keep it this way. The main idea is not to overcook the leaves. With more steam build up, the leaves can get overcooked and you'll have a bitter tea in the next session, which we don't want. We want just the right amount of bitterness that the tea manufacturer or the maker intended to be. And of course, astringency too. We'll talk about this. Let's brew the tea. Again. We'll be brewing this for somewhere around 45 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds more than the last infusion. it is time. The idea is to get even the last drops because the last drops are the most flavor bombs. They have concentrated flavors. That's fine. So yeah, you can see the liquor color. It's more or less the same, but I would say it has darkened up a bit. Let's taste this thing. Yeah, there you go. Wow. Now this is the thing about gongfucha. The second and the third infusions are usually more tasty as per my taste buds because it takes time for the leaves to open up. So what you're doing is you're using more tea leaves for less amount of water so that the leaves take time to open up completely over multiple sessions. So we'll be brewing this somewhere around at least 5 to 6 sessions. You can imagine getting tea high with this amount of tea that you might be drinking alone. You can always have friends to share the tea. Mm. So the grapefruit or the raisin like sweetness is still there, but I would say it has become more coherent with the cocoa note. The tea definitely is more coherent now. Also, the bitterness has increased, but it's not an unbearable bitterness. It's a bitterness that tea drinkers enjoy, or you might enjoy as you drink tea. Who knows? Well, it's definitely not unbearably bitter, that I can say. The malty note is still there. Even the floral one. But again, things are more coherent now. It's not like one flavor is jumping above the other. It's like all marrying together. So I'll be enjoying the rest of my tea and I'll be ending this session at the moment. Also, the astringency, I wanted to discuss this. Well, astringency is something which is very different from bitterness. I would tell you how. Astringency gives a very dry feeling on your tongue. It's not like bitterness. For example, you can have bitter gourd and you can taste the bitterness in the bitter gourd but yet not taste astringency because even if you have much amount of bitter gourd, you might not experience the dryness on your tongue. Well, at the moment, this tea is not that astringent. In fact, I can detect very little astringency, which gives it just enough character, but not the character yet, which I like about this tea. In the third and the fourth session, the astringency increases by a bit margin, which I like, but not enough to make your throat dry or thirsty. You know, it's just at the peak level. So, yeah, let's end this session. Happy sipping. Take care. Ciao.